The introduction of the Vitaphone has been received both by the public and the artistic world with a great deal of interest and favor. A description of this creation from a more or less technical point of view may therefore be of interest to you. In this new development, the telephone has played an important part, and it seems altogether fitting that this year, which marks the semi-centennial of the birth of the telephone, should also mark the introduction in perfected form of a new application of the telephonic principle, a development which is destined to create an entirely new art, where the medium of expression is the synchronized reproduction of sound and scene. Now, mere words, oftentimes fall short of telling the whole story in a case like this, and we're going to take you on a little journey to the studios of the Vitaphone Corporation, where through their courtesy you're going to be allowed to see something of the operation of the apparatus which I have just described.
All right, Mr. Kraft, you're ready. Thank you. You go ahead.
We are now in the studio of the Vitaphone Corporation. The short glimpse that you had gave you a general idea of the layout of the studio of this character. Later on, you'll have an opportunity of seeing more. In the meantime, however, in order that you may carry them clearly in mind the next time you see them, I'm going to refer to the different elements in the studio layout. First, on my left is a setup, a set, ready for photographing and recording to produce a synchronized picture. The only feature of that set which is not in accordance with the regular procedure is that the microphone is in plain view, as is the microphone into which I'm speaking at the present time. This is a demonstration and not a commercial production. Therefore, we're not worried very much about the particular location of the microphones. Next to the set to be photographed is the camera booth. On my extreme right is another space which is called the recording booth. In both cases, both the camera booth and the recording booth, one wall has been removed in order that you may see the mechanism within. In the case of the recording room, it is usually located at quite a distance from the camera booth and the set that is being photographed. Now, in order that you may fix a little more clearly in your mind the relative positions and general layout of the studio, we will go back to the original scene. And we will now go over to the recording room and examine the mechanisms there. I think perhaps the best way to proceed here is to start with our familiar friend, the microphone. The current generated by the microphone is led to the amplifier, shown on my right. This amplifier is quite similar to that used in the public address systems about which I spoke earlier in the talk. From the amplifier, wires lead to an electrical recording device which is mounted on the recording machine which you see at my left. The recording machine proper consists of a rotating turntable which is made to carry a wax disc. This turntable is maintained at a constant speed of rotation through an electric motor mounted underneath. This motor operating in exact synchronism with the corresponding motor in the camera. This is the electrical recording device, the most sensitive part of the equipment. Its function is to impress upon the wax an exact record of the electric current produced by the original pickup microphone. This is a very delicate operation, and that accounts for the presence of the microscope, which is employed to determine the character of the cut as the work goes on. As I said before, this booth may be removed quite far from the actual photographing and must be soundproof both inside and out. This, I believe, covers in sufficient detail the various elements going to make up the studio equipment, but I believe you will be interested in seeing the studio in actual operation, and that is the next thing we're going to do. Are you ready, Mr. Heller?
Let's hit your lights, Ernie. Come on, boys. Little more. Come on. Let's keep the lights up quiet.
All right, head that sunlight, Ernie.
Okay. Just. All right, everybody quiet, please. After the bell. All the time in the tropical climb where they do that funny, funny dance. I fell in love with the tropical dove while doing that funny, funny dance. Oh, the poor little kid, she never did have a bit of loving before. So I made up my mind that I wasn't fine, the only girl that I adore. She's my hula baby, someday she'll be a lady, bling, bling, someday. And we live in Hawaiian sunshine and drink the dark brown moonshine and let the rest of the world go by. Bringing you kisses from over the sea. Do, 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 hello, aloha, how are you? I'm happy to find you still waiting for me. And now I get you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and I get you, lady too. And we can wake, and we can whack, and we can wakey, wakey, wacky woo. Thanks, boys.
Well, you've taken another little journey without permission and warning. You are now seated behind the projection booth of the theater. Two of the walls of this projection booth have been removed so that you can see the machinery inside as we have in the previous demonstration. I told you earlier that the reproducing end of the system was substantially the reverse of the recording portion. So we will start in and go through the various elements of the reproducing end. Now, on my left is the projecting machine and associated turntable and reproducing elements. The projecting machine is practically standard in all respects. The turntable mechanism, which rotates the sound record, is geared directly, however, to the projecting machine, both being operated by a constant speed electric motor. This is possible where it was not possible in connection with the recording end of the process, because of the fact that the two pieces of mechanism can be closely associated in the same room and therefore directly geared together. This is the form of record that is employed. Now I've placed the record on the turntable and also located the reproducing element ready to start for reproduction of the record itself. You'll recall I mentioned this electrical reproducing element as being the device to which is attached a needle which follows the grooves in the record. The movement of this needle generating an electric current, very weak, which is amplified, and the current then goes to the special loud-speaking telephones which are mounted adjacent to the motion picture screen. Now, we started to take a picture in the studio, and that picture has been completed. And in order that you may see how this portion of the mechanism actually operates, although the lamp has been operated all this time, and you can probably hear it, we will operate the rest of the mechanism and show the picture completely as it is now recorded on the screen for your benefit. I will ask the operator now to start the rest of the recording machinery.
I used to be so sentimental, I couldn't bear to be alone. Our meeting was to tackle